So we pick back up currently back at the docks. The rain currently pitter pattering off of the tin roof. The sound of thunder back echoing in the back. Our scene picks back up currently as Mirnok is making his way downstairs with the rest of the group currently watching him go downstairs, except for Akiyama, who is holding and consoling the young witch hunter squire, the Larcian, who currently is left handless while currently wailing and struggling against Akiyama's grip, while the priest is repeatedly saying I'm sorry to him. And that's where we're picking back up.
Anybody that is seen Mariner walking down the stairs would see that he is shaking visibly as he's moving down, as he is, perhaps it's a bit more of it to say, but he is cleaning the blade off with whatever fabric that he can just tear off of wherever in the warehouse. He seems just completely disconnected from the situation at hand, almost. Pun not intended.
Val slowly backs out of the room where the guy and Akiyama are and looks at Mirnok over the balcony. Where's the prisoner?
The other person that you were able to defeat, the Rune Hunter woman, is currently disarmed and has her arms bound behind her back while she is still unconscious from the impact of the last attack near the doorway outside of the warehouse.
Okay. Where's Boy and Adam?
Adam is still on the lower level first. I am on the top, was searching the barrels, and then he just sat down and is looking at Akiyama and the guy without hands because it's interesting.
Alright, well, then Val will leave you up there and head down. Val specifically making his way to the prisoner, wants to make sure she's secure in that. He's gonna just sense mode to make sure she's actually still unconscious. May I do that?
That'd
As
be
Val
more of a
gets down
stabilizer
there,
check if they're unconscious.
Well, it's to tell if they're bluffing being, that way. Can't I do that?
You can check to see if they're bluffing.
Yeah.
You do not sense that they are bluffing.
Okay. Yeah, after looking down and looking at that and nodding, he looks his head up to Mirnok.
you'd see that Mariner is just pacing side to side, just muttering something under his breath. Seems to be repeating the facts of the situation. Some which elicit a more angry tone from him when he remembers them.
Well, he pulls the woman's unconscious body out from right next to the exit, and also goes to just close the door, make sure that's as it should be, so someone just peers into this. Well, that was pretty crazy up there.
I just saw red.
Happens to most people I know, including me. Looks him up and down. How are you feeling now?
Like I could...
Well,
It took every fiber of my being pulling back to not just decapitate them there and then. And even then, I'm not sure that would have helped any.
well, Bell says, crossing his arms. Unless those hands get reattached, I don't think he's gonna have much of a life after this.
It's better that than to let him do that to anyone else again, is it? Which or not, that was... He seems to try and focus his words, but it's difficult for him after what he's seen, but also when he realizes what he's saying, considering that he has also seen what witches can do. Seems mentally trapped as he just raises his hand and hits hard against one of the many boxes in the warehouse. Just can't stand. Let them do that to people. Peyton wasn't even beginning her life with the Grey Watchers. And now she's laying in pieces.
Val takes that all in and looks down at the witch hunter they got prisoner. Yeah. It's ugly. So, this is your, thing. So, I'm willing to let you take the lead on this. But, for your sake, the priest is here, and whatever you might be planning on doing to this woman, it's probably not gonna like. So I've known him for a bit. He can be an ass, but sometimes he actually does find different avenues than the ones I originally thought of. So I think to make sure that things go ahead and we're not fighting one another while trying to get information out of someone, how about we let him try his tactics, and if they don't work out, you can move in.
I'm not going to torture her, Val. Much as my anger makes me want to do that, much as I think she probably deserves it.
Alright, well. If you ask me, that guy up there should have just died. I don't think cutting off both of his hands was the right call, in all honesty.
What do you want me to do? Go up there and slice his head off?
Kind of past that point. Just for future reference, you should.
Jiraka, they would have done far worse than just cut off his hands. And they made him a husk. You know what they do to people out there, Jiraka, that don't follow the rules of the politician? He'd approach slowly towards Bao as he will use himself. So he just says, "They do a small cut around here on your head." He says, he just motions with his hands. And they crack the skull open. They mess with your brain in such a way that the only thing you're left able to do is just follow orders mindlessly. At first I thought that was beyond the pale. Now I see there's apparently some people out here that don't even need the procedure to do whatever they're told, with no sense of their own individuality or the insanity that they are committing onto other people. Starting to wonder if I should have left Jiraki at all.
Well, you're right. What you said sounds worse than cutting off guys' 2 hands. Just still try to be better than that.
And what? So that we can try and be better than some freaking posh witch hunters hiding inside some underwater home?
Should probably ask her about that. So it's under his
What
breath.
kind of fucking asshole even has a place like that?
Bell shrugs.
Wait. He says, just suddenly realizing what he said. Oh. Does the lake connect to any other bodies of water?
What?
Think back to what that girl told us. The thing he saw came from the lake. The bodies he saw came from the lake. The Demon's Bane are apparently in some sort of headquarters that happens to be under the water. Or close to it.
Oh, yeah.
You think that's a coincidence? I sure as hell don't.
I'm pretty sure it's in the bottom of the lake. You're right. Maybe that fairy's got something to do with it.
We are being played every step of the way in this bloody city. The worst thing is, ours' brother is there. They're either brainwashing him or he's in danger too.
That piece of information is not lost on me. The assassination attempt failed. Makes me wonder how self-righteous these witch hunters are and how much on the payroll they are under the king.
Makes me wonder if there's not some civil war going on inside their organization that we're not aware of.
I haven't seen any infighting. seem pretty
Now, with witch hunters,
unanimous.
you wouldn't see any infighting, you just hear about them disappearing.
What, like this?
God, I hope Alex is not made up in this mess.
Friend of yours?
Old friend from before I left the country. He took a different path than me in life. He joined the witch hunters. I've heard tales of what he's done before, although they are a bit crazy, to put it politely.
Well, so if he didn't turn out
That's
to be a
why this
complete
hurts
ass.
more. Much as I hate to admit it, I've got quite a few people that I respect or respected in the witch hunters, and to see them do these things, it makes my blood boil.
Well, shrugs and pushes off the wall. We'll see. Anyway, we're not getting any answers like this. Help me with her. You need to get her up to that interrogation room. Best not do this in the middle of this big place.
He looks down at her for a brief moment. Bao will be able to see that he seems to... It's almost instinctive, as he seems to reach for the sword again.
May I knock?
His hand shaking.
That like has her by the shoulders. He's looking up at him. Need her alive, remember?
I know. God damn it, I know. He just shakes his head for a brief moment and dispels his sword. Seemingly an action that brings a lot of hurt, as he just wants to get revenge there and then, but decides against it.
That being said, what to do with her after we get information is gonna be tough. We'll have to figure that out after the fact.
We'll get there when we get there.
It's always good to have a game plan set in motion, so you don't make false promises. As I'm assuming Mirnock's helping him with the body up the stairs.
He will, yes.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, up the stairs. Akiyama, you're attempting to console the flailing boy after the realization of his hands being cut. Though the magic seemed to heal the physical wounds, the way he's reacting definitely seems to have left mental wounds as he continues to flail about, yelling unconsolably.
Yeah, Akiyama still just tries to keep him in a hold. Just trying desperately to try to calm him down, even though he knows it's a bit beyond him at this point. Begging him to please, calm down, please.
My hands! My hands! He just keeps saying over and over again.
And he's like kind of desperately looking around. There's nothing to help him, but he's looking anyway. Just he's kind of stuck.
The only thing that you see around is just boy in the hallway. sitting down, legs crossed, and arms on their knees and hands and under their chin, and just watching with curiosity and interest.
Is there no way you can help?
Boy looks around and points at himself. Me?
Who else?
I don't know. I mean, he's done for. Are you going to feed him to your queen or something else?
What?
Or does the limbs grow again?
Can't regrow his hands.
Oh, I'm sorry then. I see no use for him. Just let him die.
Akiyama glares at a boy. Don't want any more people dying. It's been far too much bloodshed as there has been.
I mean, there is no more blood now. Is there any inner bleeding?
I don't mean literally, I mean just... I don't want to see anyone else die.
I don't know about your anatomy. I cannot help.
It's around this
I don't
point
know what I can do either.
the kid strains himself from yelling to a point where he just goes slack and seemingly passed out. Either be from the shock, the mental stress, or something else. You're not too sure. But you know, as far as your magic at least, that he's physically okay.
He's dead.
He's not dead.
Nap time?
Yeah. Sure.
Okay, I see.
Stress of what happened to him. Yeah.
Well, it does seem like a good torture method. So,
I don't want to know what good torture methods are.
But why would Murdoch do that?
I don't know why he'd do that, but he did it.
Well, you know him better than I do.
I barely know him.
Does anyone know anyone here?
At that
want to
mention
go up?
of barely knowing him, Mirnock and Val would walk up the stairs, the woman in hand, as they are turning left to walk towards the torture room with her as she's still unconscious in their arms.
Great,
Hey, easy. Just pivot.
Probably taking off her armor.
Hey, Murdoch,
Little busy.
can I ask you something?
When they eventually just place her down somewhere, it's just. What is it?
Why did you get the hands off?
That's a good question.
The tools. I looked at him and I saw the tools on his belt after he tried to claim that he wouldn't do this to anyone else. And all I could think of was the fact that he will always have the chance to do it again. After seeing the assurance that my people were more than likely just fine, this being apparently what fine constitutes, my mind just acted automatically.
Well, that's why you cut his arms off.
He can't use those tools again if he doesn't have hands, can he?
Can't have a normal life either if he doesn't have hands.
No. No, he can't.
Took away his ability to properly recognize what he did. You don't even know what he did.
Marinov just, as he says that, he just looks around, see everything that is here. So he looks back at Akiyama. I don't care.
Well, I do.
Which is why, Hal says, coming up behind Murdoch, we think you should take the lead on getting information out of her.
Getting information.
He points to the guy unconscious, talked about an underwater base where the people who did this are, as well as the prince. We're gonna need some information on exactly where that base is and what's going down. So, just gestures with his arms to the woman. You can try your best to diplomatize whatever with her. Whatever you think is right, but if you don't get anything and you've exhausted all your options, then we need to start moving on to some other tactics. Not torture. That's been made clear by him. He points to Murdoch. But might need to use different motivations. So
What, so she doesn't get the torture then?
apparently not. But yeah, just her. We'll stand outside. I'm sure it'll be better if you're on your own.
It'd be best if I don't see Murdoch for the next while.
Well, we can't exactly promise that, can we?
I think we can.
I'll do my best to stay away from you.
Malik waits for Akiyama to enter the room and then awkwardly props back up the door.
Yeah, Myrna will just take a step back and just leave for a brief moment. He's once again left pondering.
Frey would be currently crawling against the floor.
But there's
Just
clearly... Sorry, just...
at this point, Frey would be
Something
crawling
that-
across the floor as you open the door, and just recently made it close to the doorway in his blinded state.
Was no one taking care of it?
Merrick is going to try and help him.
You come over and get down to help him as Frey would quickly just like flail in your grips, not knowing who you are.
It's me. Frey, it's me.
We need to move. They took her.
You need to rest.
Not until I know she's safe. The broken Sarmata, his descaled form, de-eyed form, de-teethed form, de-tailed form, would, even though has been tortured here for an unknown amount of time, is still moving with the fury of a proud Grey Watcher putting his friends in front of his own safety.
He'd fall just, God damn it, listen to me. I'm sorry, this is all my fault.
You can spend your time self-pity after we find Peyton.
Frey,
What?
Frey, she's gone.
No. She's nearby, I know it.
She's gone.
I was gonna walk away from this with the diadem just to guard the door. But yeah, he's leaving that between two to talk this out.
I'm going with Val.
I'm sorry. I saw with my own eyes. She's no longer with us.
You're lying. Why would you say such a cruel joke, Manok? That's not funny.
He will. In this situation, Miranov just holds onto Frey, keep him from trying to move away. He knows also that in this state, him moving around, thrashing about, could only risk hurting him more. She's gone. I'm sorry, she's gone.
She was just a kid. Just a damned kid. Frey would go limp in your grasp.
He just holds on tight. I know. Our fight was responsible for this.
Frey stays silent, contemplating the words and information you just gave him.
They think we're all witches.
I'll give them a witch.
You're in no condition to fight. You're in no condition to do anything.
I'll show you what condition I'm in.
Frey, please. Just listen to me. I think we're all being played. There's something bigger going on than just us.
I'm done playing these games. I'm done pretending to be what I'm not. I renounce humans. As he then begins to speak in his original tongue. Which, I don't know if Mirnok can speak it, can you?
What language will that be?
Give me a moment so I can find it.
Or
It's
what?
like Scaran for most skill.
I'm pretty sure he's going the Sarmata thing. I think it's called
Right.
Siph.
Yeah, so, do you have that one?
Yes.
You said Sif?
Yes.
Sip.
So right, that is one of the languages he does not know.
So, yeah, he begins to speak something in a language you do not comprehend.
Frey. Frey, what are you saying? Talk to me, please.
That's it!
Do you know something I don't?
That's...
Damn it, please don't do this to me. Just talk to me.
And after that moment, no matter how much you pleaded and begged, no matter how much you swore, Frey refused to speak common again.
I'll do this. I can't handle this alone.
And it's after an hour or so that you're getting nowhere with Frey. Who eventually wants to tell Mirnok that the witch hunter's waking up?
I suppose Val will. Though I'm pretty sure Akiyama was left in the room with her, so
Yeah, I can't almost of telling Mirnok at all.
yeah.
So after an hour of getting nowhere with Frey, Val, you eventually come out, and Mirnok, go ahead and describe the scene that Val walks in on.
Well, yeah. So like Val was like downstairs with the diadem, so he might come back up to see what's up. Yeah.
Mariner will just be trying his hardest to try and get any words out of Frey as he tries to reach out to who used to be one of his best friends in any way he can. He tries using multiple languages, tries to make him slip in some way or another. But the two Grey Watchers are just speaking with no real exchange between them beyond just Aranok attempting and failing and making him see any kind of reason, and clearly falling into desperation the more he attempts.
Val looks at all that. What's going on?
He refuses to speak to anyone in any tongue but his own. It's one of the languages I don't know. Pray, please. I know what they did is unspeakable, but just we need you. We need you.
Again, he doesn't speak in anything besides his original tongue, which falls flat on your ears.
Val kind of just makes his way to the side of the propped up door, puts his hands in his pockets, looking at that scene. Well, you already learned a gibberish language back in Iaka. I'm sure you can meet him halfway and figure out what language he's speaking. And then maybe you'll learn it.
It's if. It's if.
Oh, well, sure, you'll find it in the library somewhere.
I don't have time for that. I don't have time for games of pride either. What the hell do you want me to say, Frey? Want me to say this is all my fault? You want me to say that it would have been better off if I had fucking died at Amethyst Lake? Because I'll say it! Just please talk to me.
Frey stays silent and turns his head away from you, Mirnock.
Let Akiyama handle the lady. Can't look at another witch hunter right now.
Well, I don't know if she's up yet, but Akian was talking to her, I'm sure.
Which, around this
Yes.
time,
Yeah.
Akiyama, you've been dabbing her forehead, cleaning her wounds, tending to her in a general sense. Boy, are you waiting in here with Akiyama, with the witch hunter?
I'm not trying to get her
Oh.
conscious.
I know you're not.
Yeah, okay.
I don't.
I just
think
assume
I
you're not
know.
also just standing there as she has gaping wounds.
Yeah. Yes.
Hey, no. Boy will leave and wait for the other two to finish talking because he has something to show them. So yeah.
Okay. We'll go to your scene later then. So Akiyama, as you're just dabbing her forehead, you would get a response to your dab coming from one of the eyes. as it looks like she's slowly starting to come to.
Oh, gods.
What does he do?
I don't know. Nothing. He does nothing. He just kind of sits there. Just... He's not sure what he should do, so he doesn't do anything.
Eventually, one of the eyes would open, the other still remaining shut after being bruised. Her vision would lock onto you before quickly darting around the room, followed by a quick tug as she tries to test if she can have free range of movement, but obviously being restricted by the binds binding her arms. And once that fails, she stops moving before letting her one good eye fall on you, Akiyama.
Didn't want any of this.
She spits in your face.
Fair enough. So, perhaps you can tell me, because I sure didn't have a clue what to do here. What do you want me to do?
Is he dead?
Akiyama just solemnly nods.
Her eyes would close and breathe. As for our son,
Fuck. Akiyama really, can't meet her gaze on that. Grey Watcher injured him severely.
you claim like you don't know what to do. But it seems like in this night you have ended my family. So I guess you can take solace in that responsibility.
I didn't want to have anything to do with that.
It doesn't matter what
I
you
wasn't
wanted,
even
it's what
aware
you
there was
did.
going to be anyone here. I just want Xandrar to be a safe place for people.
Do you think Xandrar's really going to be safe? With people like you in it?
What have I ever done to damage anyone's safety? I run the church. I try to help people.
You abide in witches. There's no help in that, that's only damnation.
I haven't helped any witches. I'd make an oath on it.
Then go out there and kill that Grey Watcher. That witch that you are aiding. They are lying to you and manipulated you, and you are just a puppet.
I'm not killing him either.
Then Sandra is
And-
not safe from people like you.
And what's all this bloodshed here then? Is that just security?
I spent my life protecting the people of these lands from threats that they cannot comprehend. Don't sit there and try to belittle my accomplishments. Cultist.
I'm a cultist. I set up the entire Church of Swan in the city.
What a
But I'm the cultist.
what a fabulous lie you live.
And what's the truth then? If that's all a lie.
The truth is, my husband is dead. The truth is, the witch that did it still walks. The truth is, my son, who has been doing nothing but to aid the people in ridding the world of a ruined threat, in your words, is grievously wounded.
That Grey Watcher isn't a witch.
And what would you
I don't
know
agree
about...
with him. I don't like him, but he's not a witch.
And what would you know about identifying a witch priest?
More than you, apparently.
Then obviously you know nothing.
Do you know that your leader is a witch and has harbored witches? I saw him personally kill a child. He tried to kill me by sending me to the dark. But I got out, and now I'm back here again.
Your ignorance is showing once again. I don't know who you speak of, but my leader is no man. Looks like your witch has been telling you lies.
What do you mean by no man?
I only follow and have ever followed the demon's bane.
Well, either you're lying, which is possible given the circumstances, or that means there's more than one faction. Frankly, I don't know what to do with. Just trying to protect people, innocents, children, non-combatants, which I suppose till recently I would have included myself in. I don't want to see anyone hurt. Not anyone else.
Which is why you will never save this city.
Well, I suppose that's true.
And
There are some.
And you didn't save me. As she would open her mouth and stick out her tongue. And you need to roll an initiative check against her initiative check.
Oi, bitch.
I'm gonna try to cut off her fucking tongue.
Alright, so I, as my initiative, hang on for a second.
Oh wait, that's right, never mind, you win.
Yeah, I win. Alright, so I'm gonna do two things. First thing is I'm gonna hold her jaw open so she cannot bite her tongue off.
Alright, that'd be a strength versus
And-
strength.
Okay. I would like to also cast my temporary strength boosting spell, which is a quick active.
Honky dory.
It works. Does that boost my strength by 5? Actually, no, is that 5 or is that 6? It's 6. No, 5. It is 5. Go. Kablamzos. Fuck.
Want to make her re-roll that?
Yeah, we roll that.
You really want to use your reroll for that?
Yeah,
Alright.
it's my reroll. I'd get to all I want.
Alright, man, okay.
Alright, it's just stuck on rolling dice.
It's like, no, we're taking it. She's
Oh.
she's biting off her frickin' tongue.
There it goes.
That's
There you go.
5. Okay.
That works.
So you quickly are able to react before she bites down on her tongue, putting your hand in her mouth and forcing it open as she's trying to put her pressure against yours to bite her own tongue off.
And, yeah, so Akio kind of like stopping her from doing that. You're not wrong. Sacrifices do have to be made, and I'm gonna knock her unconscious.
Alright, what are you doing it with?
Well, probably like, because I've got her head like held open, hitting it on the floor, chopping her throat, anything that works really.
Yeah, I don't think you can miss if you have over 100% hit chance. So then this is dependent on if you can do more damage than her defense.
Alright, unarmed. So, that's the base.
Is that plus your strength bonus?
That is plus the strength bonus.
So you hit this woman. As she flexes her throat as you're... Oh no, you didn't actually go for a call shot.
No.
So you just hit her into the forearm with a single kick, and it's enough to knock her over, but she's still struggling against you, which gives her a chance to try to bite down once more. Actually, no, you have 2 attacks.
That's 2.
For the record, do we hear this commotion at this point? I did say I was
let's
standing
go
by
for
the door.
+2.
For the record, you would hear the commotion after this round.
Stomach's at ×2, isn't it?
Stomach's times 2, yes.
Yeah, alright, stomach. Fuck. Huh, why is my one doesn't round? Mine's hold. Whatever. Doesn't work anyway.
Yeah, you go to block her in the stomach, but she somehow you assume with her martial prowess is able to keep up with your movements enough to cushion the blow, which immediately she attempts to bite her own tongue off, if anything, through your own fingers, which that's an opposed strength check.
Is this like a grapple?
Yes?
Does that mean I get a bonus for doing damage?
You didn't do damage.
Oh. Fuck.
She's the buff one.
Fuck. Why?
As she begins to clamp down, and you can feel that your grip is beginning to slip. Which, she has one more action to attempt to do it again.
Fuck. Yes.
As she is just a few seconds from taking your fingers as well as her tongue with her, but wanting to make sure to keep your words true, you continue to hold your hands in her mouth, which gives you one more set of actions, which around this time, Mirnok, Boy, and Val, you would hear the sound of the chair falling over and struggling coming from inside. Which you'll be able to do something after Akiyama's turn.
Mm-hmm.
Right, well, first quick active strength boost again. I'm immediately going to do that. Yeah, okay, fuck you, it's double sixes. Do you want the double sixes now, sir? No, I don't. Fuck off. Piece of shit.
Don't you love
And,
spellcasting?
Yeah, just fucking love it. Just fucking love it. It's a great time. Oh, okay. What am I gonna do to this person?
Could you take out your sword and non-lethally whack her?
Could do that. But no, there's easier methods. Alright, so I am going to movement action 1d6 plus 2. Going to attempt to cast a generic miracle that I have. Just Charm Strength. I have an ability to make it a movement as opposed to standard action, which I'm going to use. And there you go. It actually works. It's DC 6. I rolled a 7. I get to select a unit within a burst of 5, so I pick myself. And you gain a circumstance bonus of strength equal to half my faith rounded down, which is 7. For rounds equal to half my faith rounded down, which is also 7. So I increase my strength, which is already increased by 5, by a further 7, so 12.
I thought you said it was 6 before.
Oh, it is 6. I don't think it was 7. I was thinking of resistance. Never mind. Still good,
Mhm.
but it's not that good. Oh god, fuck, shit. Never mind. No, okay, good. I accidentally put the boost in base instead of misc, and I was like, oh fuck, what was my strength? What was my strength? Yes, that's my strength boosted for my movement, and then I am gonna attempt to do the unarmed attack to knock her out again. To the stomach. Yeah, that does it.
So, yeah, describe this scene just as the others are opening the door with you on the ground with her.
So, You come in to see the witch hunter woman on the ground with Akiyama, one of his hands in her mouth, pulling down while she's desperately trying to bite at her tongue and Akiyama's fingers. Well, Akiyama's kind of... There is a radiant light coming off him, but at the same time, he himself is kind of dimmed in color. And with his other hand, he has slammed down onto her stomach with quite a degree of force. Like, you can hear it quite easily. It's heavy impact. More than you'd expect from someone of his stature.
As immediately after the impact, the woman retches, heaving up the remaining amounts of anything that she ate earlier before her eyes would gloss over and her head and jaw would go limp, laying on the floor.
Yes, Val pushes down the door. What the heck?
Wake up early.
Did you manage to get anything out of her?
Just that Murdoch cut the hands off their son.
Val,
They were
throws the brows
inducting
slightly
their
up
son
behind
into
him.
this.
Sorry, say that again, Emily.
They were inducting their son into this.
That's how it's family business. Nice.
That's not.
And on top of that, the person that we thought was leading him, that bold witch hunter. Apparently he isn't, or at the very least not them.
It makes no sense. When I mentioned that name, her husband said that he sent his regards.
Could have just been a taunt.
It could be part of them, or a separate
It's
group.
It's too specific.
Did you mention who she was following?
Help.
They said Darkbane.
That was it, yeah, thank you.
Demon's Brain!
Whatever, same
Demon's Bane! Sorry, that was my. Fuck, shit. Fiona's
Way to break a serious moment, everybody.
my bad!
Oh
bad
god,
with
we're
names.
terrible at this.
bullshit. Been over this.
Look, they all got Bane at the name.
Hi
they're all
everybody,
the
I
same.
want to talk about my OC, Fayana Darksbane.
Oh god, let's not. Okay, back into seriousness.
Yeah. Sis mode. She said they're working for the Demon's Bane family. Which, given what we know, that sounds right. And to be honest, the way she was saying it, there was no reason to lie.
Her son mentioned that the Demon's Bane were working from a base home on the water. And the prince was there with them.
Well, I can find some information out now that she's unconscious. As long as she stays that way.
How so?
There's certain magic that I know that allows me to read thoughts as long as they're unconscious or asleep. As long as the brain is in a state of, well, not full consciousness.
Useful.
Do you think it could work on her now?
It could, yes, but I will need privacy for it.
Alright, well, you seem to have things handled, he says, slowly picking the door back up.
And secondly, it might take up to an hour.
Oh. Well, I guess we'll keep watch.
Oh, I have something to show you guys. Boyd says and gets out of the room, waiting for the other two.
What?
You saw the big thing with spikes?
Yes.
I want to show them too because it's cool.
Oh, right.
Yes,
What thing with spikes?
Okay. Val
I'm gonna
says
show you.
as he closes the door.
As close as it can be.
Are you showing it?
Oh, no? Okay.
Oh, okay.
So Boy will guide them to that one crate he had opened and left the thing on top of the hay. Like, he didn't bother to hiding it again. And like, this thing. I don't know what it is, but it's light.
What?
Yep.
What the hell is this?
You got me. Val says, cocking his head to the side, looking at it.
So, DM, if we could have a proper description of this again.
I don't remember.
It looks like testicle. No, it looks like
Of course.
the ball of a morning star with spikes around it, and seems to be about the size of a watermelon. Though the weird thing about it, it's made out of a strange type of dark metal material, and it's extremely light.
Is there any kind of role that we could use to try and figure out what it is?
You can think of a role that you would like to use against it, and you'll get information based off of that.
Let's see. Can't really. Alright, let's see if maybe this will be useful. I want to see if Mernok has ever heard of an item like this being described in any historical or anything other sort of text literature he has read, which I'll try and use knowledge literature. 39.
Knowledge, literature,
Okay.
you think about anything that you've read, any stories that you've read, any books or whatnot that may have described something like this, and you know nothing about what this object is. This object is a mystery to you.
I've never seen this described anywhere before.
Knowledge Arcana on my end.
You think about the different Helix scripts and or Helix weapons or Helix items or magical artifacts, and this item is a mystery to you.
I couldn't say heads or tails of what this is either. However, considering it is in a warehouse with a bunch of volatile material, let's be careful with it. Yeah?
Could be a weapon of some kind.
Could be. It's got the spikes for it. I guess it's like a big version of what Matt puts in his gun. Just with spikes.
Boyd, was there any markings on this when you found it?
Nope, but I opened a couple more crates and it was in there. There are more.
More of this thing.
Yeah. It looks fun. I want to throw it.
I'd advise against that. Val says, looking around the warehouse.
Do they look like they could be filled with something, Knight?
Shaking.
That requires a search check.
Oh, dang.
I will
Let's
aid
try
in the
that.
search check.
Mirnock,
That is 46.
you will look through here, Mirnock, and with a 46, you would seem to notice that there is a hole next to one of the spikes that definitely feels like it can be, or there is a indentation that when you press on it, it pops out to show a hole. And you can see that on the inside of this strange capsule thing, it is filled with that strange, dark sand material from downstairs.
Oh. Uh-oh. It closed the compartment. Boy, we need to close all of the boxes you just opened.
Sure. Okay, why? It's dangerous.
Val's gonna go start doing that.
I think this might be a bomb.
Oh. What's that?
It seems to be filled with that thing that we found earlier. That sand.
Boy pretends to understand and just goes to close any crate that he opened and thinks, I wonder how it tastes, but yes, I will not ask it.
I imagine it will taste.
Like fire, because as soon as it hits your wet saliva, your mouth will burn.
Boy did not say that, like
Jeez.
Stella said. That was internal.
I know.
I'm gonna feed it to Val.
Sorry about that. Yeah. But yeah,
No
Myrna
worries, no
will
worries.
get back to watching Frey as soon as possible.
And with that, we're going to go ahead and take our next break.
Yeet.
Ah!